This episode was really well done. It had a lot of good moments, but one of the main things that really got my attention was when they were talking about the maids and their lives and how being a maid impacted their life. In many movies or shows or anything, they don't really do a good job showing the pros and cons of being a maid. And here I don't really see any cons, to be honest with you. There's nothing but good things here and there, and everyone just looks so happy. And of course, there's gonna be corrupt nobles who probably abuse the shit out of their maids. But here, they really did a good like job, and I really do feel like I'm gonna butcher the explanation of what they go through and how everything is. But as you guys can see, Anna is here training as a maid, and it was a really funny episode because she totally misunderstood what Grace was trying to do when she invited Anna over. Because Anna thinks Grace is gonna become the queen, or most likely yes, and Anna is gonna be a maid for her or a helper, if you will, someone below her, that helps Grace out. But and it was just really funny as well because Grace thought, Anna, she's trying to make Anna be the queen. Thus, later on in the episode, Grace dresses up as a maid as well. So yeah, even within the anime itself, this is a new route that he has unlocked. This maid route. You can see here, she's explaining to you guys that this is a whole new route, so she really doesn't know what's gonna happen. So let's get to the explanation here. They really did a good job showcasing how the maids are in training, and even the little Neko girl, this girl right here, she says, "Oh yeah, she has learned a lot during her maid training when she was back, before she was even hired, as well as every other maid within this household." And how she explains how she lives there. She doesn't really live away from the mansion. She doesn't really do any of that, and that she started really early. So her entire life is just based around being a maid. As you can see here, it's just really great interactions between Anna and Jolette. I think her name was Joletta. Yeah, Joletta. I don't think she has a last name. And you can see here, she's enjoying making the bed. Guys, this is what this is, if I've never been in a mansion before. I've never been in a mansion. So just think about that, guys. Like, you get to enjoy. I mean, yeah, you have to clean this and that. You really have to do all this stuff. But you're going to have a lot of quality moments. Like here, you get to fix their bed. You get to lay on their bed, possibly. For here, Anna was able to do it only because it was, this is how they get into this perspective of the owner, of the nobles. Is it by sleeping on it and see if there's anything wrong with the bed, whether there's any dust on top of the bed that can get in their eyes or possibly fall on them. So this is all training, guys. Even if it looks a little goofy, with them, laying down on the bed. Let me show you guys. Yeah, so let's see, Joletta was laying on the bed, she's taking notes. So you see here, guys, she was laying on the bed too, just to see the perspective of what is right and what is wrong. Then here as well, we got to learn a lot about this other maid lady, which was really eye-opening how things led thing to another. One thing led to another. She started out really poor. She had this ability to be able to heat anything with her hands, right? So she was able to use that heat within her hands. Oh, look at how cute Joletta is, bro. Oh my god, bro. She's literally one of the hidden goats in this anime. But yeah, this one in particular with the blondish hair, she talks about how she can heat anything up with her hands, and how her past and how she was hired by the Auvergne nobles, and then of course she got really lucky that she had this talent of ironing the clothes, all the wrinkles, the good stuff. I really need to. I'm just so happy that a lot of clothes nowadays don't really get wrinkly anymore. Thank God. I don't iron or shit. But then she was able to iron their clothes, able to provide for their family, guys. So see, look, this really just brought it close. It really made it really wholesome. She was talking about how, yeah, thanks to them hiring me, I got a higher pay rate, thus being able to feed her sisters and her brothers. I think they're all they all look like sisters. I think they have one. I think this guy is a lad over here. But yeah, she was talking about how now that she's working for the overage, she was able to provide more for her family. I guess she's not really living in house yet. I'm not sure about that. They didn't really clarify it. But of course, here you can see Grace herself was really intrigued by her skills as a iron worker, and then from there on out, she says, "Oh, why can't I? I always do my brothers and sisters' hair, and I really think that this certain hairstyle, her drill hair, blonde hair, her signature look was thanks to a maid." So as you guys can see here, maids, they really have the ability to speak their minds. They really have the ability to, innovate. So you're really taking care of the nobles. So they have this really symbiotic. I think that's the right word. I'm not sure. They really have this symbiotic relationship within the household, and so that really, I feel like I didn't do the explanation justice. If you guys watch this anime, I think I really didn't come into it with an open mind, but little by little, it just was incredibly well done. They really made it personal in the beginning, and then they made it more broad. They were so they were like talking about who lives here and who doesn't. Right now, her brother and her mom are somewhere away, so it's just Grace and her dad right now at the household. And yeah, even with 2 people at the house, they have over 300 servants slash maids. So that's people who take care of the mansion, guys. 300. That's a huge number. If you think about it, like, who needs 300 servants, you would ask yourself. But later in the episode, it really does explain how everything just comes together, how each maid is very important. When they have these galas, these dances, it really brings, more exposure. Because back in those days, guys, you got to remember, we didn't have internet. They didn't have internet or anything. Or at least in this particular isekai, they're more old school. They don't really have internet. So when they hold those galas, it brings more attention to them. It brings more sponsorships to them. It brings more people's money to their mansion, to their business, whatever business they hold within the noble family. And so it really helps out not just the Overage family, but helps pay out the maids, and it keeps a community among them. By trimming the hedges, keeping everything pristine, it gives them more prestige within the nobles. And you guys can see here really quick, they showed you horse racing, they showed you cows, agriculture, grapes to make wine. And then this all is, guys, remember, a business. They take care of all these animals. They do all of this stuff, and they probably sell the wine. They probably sell the milk. They probably sell the berries. So this episode just was so well done, guys. I'm telling you, this was such an underrated thing right here. I don't think a lot of people are really going to talk about it because, like I said, you watch a movie or a show, you see these maids, but they're just like bots. They're just like, they're not allowed to talk. They're not really allowed to do anything. They're not really allowed to innovate. They're not really allowed, we don't really get personal with them. Or if we ever do see the maids, they're always, in disarray, or just like, they don't really want to be there. Or, it's just, this just really made it, it brought it back to earth, more realistic. I think this is how it would look. But of course, you have corrupt nobles, and of course you're gonna have bad apples. But I think that's more of a minority. People really like problems more than just having a normal day life. So when they showcased this maid, it was just such a refreshing look at how a maid lives, the perspective of maids, and how they enjoy their work, and they really feel fulfilled doing their job. They're able to feed their families, and some of them even live within the mansion, so they never go away. You guys can see here Yolenta's, talking about how long she's been in training and how it really has helped her life. And she says right here, she learned how to read, write, handle money, and then, all this other stuff that is really important in life. So if she really wanted to, she could probably move on from being a maid and do something else that she would probably be interested in. But because they gave her this opportunity, she, is able to have that. So she says this is pretty decent work for a good exchange. This estimate is not only a place where the servants can work for a decent wage. Yeah, this is a state. Yep, as they said right there. So, but it's also a school. Yeah, so yeah, it's also a school where they just learn all these new skills, and the Overage family just invests a lot in the maids. Your younger servants can learn how to live. So yeah, Guys, this was just so well done. Overall, 10 out of 10 episode. It was just really fun. Some of the jokes, the puns, the relationships, everything was just like. And then Grace is trying to get them, Anna and the other guy together. They're planning their vacation. You know, they're doing all these things and all this stuff. But yeah, overall, guys, I just love this episode so much. But that is all, guys. Peace.